Welcome back. In this video, we're going to understand how Auro-3D works, and I'll give you my experience with this format to help you decide if it's still something that is relevant in 2023. Auro-3D is a three-dimensional audio technology using virtual height channels. Although there is little to none Auro-3D content anymore, the format still has their amazing upmixing algorithm, which is used to spread a 2, 5, and 7 channel stereo audio signal over the other speakers in a multi-channel configuration setup. The difference mainly between Auro-3D and Dolby Atmos layout is that Atmos uses in-ceiling speakers for the high channels, and Auro-3D uses downfiring speakers at a 30 to 50 degree angle, and its configuration tops off at 13.1. Is the audio format channel-based or object-based like Dolby Atmos? This is the questions that many people have. I would say they're somewhere in between, but it's sometimes hard to distinguish. And it will carry over object-based content when tethering off a Dolby Atmos codec, meaning when you upmix Dolby Atmos tracks in Auro-3D, the object-based sound field will be present. To be fair, object-based channel, although works great, it's not entirely optimized perfectly yet, at least the technology. On a side note, Auro-3D software is designed to work in an object-oriented fashion and provides plugins that works with most digital audio formats. So yes, technically, Auro-3D is considered more of an object-based than channel. Whichever one you consider it to be, in my opinion, is still prevalent. Now, let's talk about my experience with Auro-3D. The processor that I use to decode Auro is the Marantz AV7706. Movie tracks that is rendered in source format will always by default sound best. For example, if a Blu-ray disc comes with the sound format such as DTS, HD, upmixing those type of decode using Dolby Surround or DTS Neural X, which utilizes the high channels, compare that to not upmixing it, will sound much better. Where Auro-3D upmixing is different is that it's designed to take what source content audio you have and enhancing it to Auro-3D standards. And that statement is true. When watching the movie Ready Player One in Dolby Atmos track, the sound is truly superb, but when I upmix that track to Auro-3D, same great sound, but everything went literally louder. More decibels at the same volume. That is good, because your processor and amp doesn't have to work as hard when Auro takes you to reference levels sooner. Now, of course, it also enhances your high channels too. To sum it all up, if the content is not DTS-X, I will always upmix in Auro when possible to get the maximum audio performance. And yes, Auro-3D is still relevant in 2023 because of their superior upmixer. Can you live without Auro-3D upmixer? Of course, yes. Dolby Atmos and DTS-X is truly all you really need. The real question is, can you live without 3D surround sound, which is your object-based decoder format, such as your Dolby Atmos, DTS-X, and Auro-3D, or is it your typical channel-based surround sound with no 4K, no height speakers, such as your Dolby Digital, Dolby True HD, DTS, and DTS HD audio? Good enough. The important thing to note about 3D surround sound is that the sound from your bed layer speakers is by far superior than its predecessors. If you're expecting to hear more of your high speakers, depending on the audio studio utilizing the high channels mixes when rendering the tracks for Dolby Atmos or DTS-X, you might be disappointed. It's more reliant on an object spatial sound field. That is another reason why I prefer, when able, to use the Aromatic binaural mixer. Quite simply, Auro-3D. That pretty much wraps it up for this video. Questions, comments, leave that below. Keep it friendly. Like, subscribe for more home theater related topics. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys on the next one. Hooded Dragons out.